Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel. Once again, I'm Dr. Bobby Price, and today I'm going to give you 5 reasons you're waking up at 1, 2, or 3 o'clock in the morning. And this is a new phenomenon for you, all right? Now, sleep is essential, all right? It is essential for our healing process. We heal when we're asleep. We don't heal when we're awake, all right? So if you're not getting proper sleep, not only are you not going to be able to heal, but you're not going to be able to reboot, to recover as well too. Sleep is also important for our immune system and so many other things as well too, our brain function, and the list goes on and on. Now, a lot of people start to develop these sleep disturbances because of these 5 things that I'm going to share with you in just a second. And one of them is sort of positive, actually. All right. And I'll explain that one. Well, I'll make that one a bonus. All right. But I'm going to give you 5 reasons why you're waking up in the middle of the night. All right. Other than to pee. All right. So let's get into number one. Number one, your circadian rhythm is off. Okay. Your circadian rhythm, which is a rhythm that is in your body that is connected to the circadian, which is the sun. Okay. So we have a hormonal, physiological rhythm inside of our bodies that is connected with the rising and the setting of the sun. A lot of people don't know this. And when your circadian rhythm is off, you will be off. And namely, what happens in terms of your sleep when it comes to your circadian rhythm being off, it is going to suppress your melatonin release or production. Melatonin is what signals to the body for you to start going to sleep. And typically, if you have a healthy circadian rhythm, you will start to get a little bit of that melatonin to start release around 8, and then more around 9, and then by 10, you're sleepy. Okay, that's how it's supposed to go. But when your circadian rhythm is off because you're not rising and setting with the sun as we should be, as we did as human beings for hundreds of thousands of years, then it will throw that rhythm off. So that's the first thing it does. Also, when you're out of sync with the circadian, the issue it is going to cause as well too is your core temperature is going to increase while you're sleeping. Okay, so you're going to get hot, and that's going to wake you up as well too. And also, when your rhythm is off, it will cause premature spikes in cortisol. Okay, so typically when you're looking at your circadian rhythm and you're looking at your sleep pattern, the 2 hormones that are very important are cortisol and melatonin. Okay, cortisol is what wakes you up in the morning. So as you are getting closer and closer to the sun rising, more and more cortisol is being produced. That's what wakes you up. Okay, and as you're getting closer and closer to the sun setting, more and more melatonin is being produced, and the cortisol levels are going down. That's what makes you go to sleep. So you got to get in rhythm with the sun. All right, stop staying up all night. Stop sleeping in all day, and you got to get your face on the sun, all right? Your eyes, your face needs to see the sun, all right? That'll help you get into rhythm, all right? So that's number 1. Number 2, eating late. The late night snackers, okay? And the reason why that will make you wake up is because while you should be resting, and all of you should be resting, you're digesting, okay? So the body stays active because it's engaged in digesting the food that you ate too late or right before you went to bed. All right, so it's really important to finish that meal at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed to allow time for it to actually digest. And a lot of people don't know this, but digestion requires one of the most highest loads of energy that the body requires to actually digest your food. Okay, I write about this in my book, Vegetation Over Medication, chapter number 9, if you have it, digestive rest, and how it's a solution to healing and better sleep and so many other things as well too. So eating late, stop eating late. Stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep. That way you digest your food before you go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, you're not digesting food and your body can be in a restful state. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3. Insulin resistance. Okay, so for those who don't know, insulin is the hormone that takes glucose or blood sugar, and it escorts it inside of the muscle cell where it's stored. All right. Now, if it stays inside of the blood, this is what's causing the blood sugar levels to be elevated. Okay. Ultimately, what will happen is if you eat too much sugar, you will become insulin resistant. So think of insulin like a key. All right. So insulin is the escort or the chaperone. It takes the blood sugar or the glucose, escorts it to the muscle cell. Insulin acts like a key and opens up the muscle cell and says, hey, I have glucose with me. I love to escort it inside of the muscle cell to be used for any activity that you desire, right? When you become insulin resistant, that key doesn't work. It's like having gum in the lock. That's insulin resistant, okay? That's going to lead to unstable blood sugars. You're going to have spikes. You're going to have drops. This also can lead to sleep disturbances as well, too, because what happens is while you are asleep, the body can't take glucose out of the muscle cells. You have to be active to be able to do that. So because you're asleep, the liver actually will produce some of this glucose. It's called gluconeogenesis, all right? Gluco, meaning the sugar, all right? Neo, new, and genesis, creation, the creation of blood sugar. A creation of, sugar, all right? So the liver will do that while you're asleep, okay? Which points me in another direction. If you have an unhealthy liver, this will also cause you to have issues as well, too, with sleeping as well, too, all right? So unstable blood sugars. If you're hypoglycemic, that means your blood sugar levels are too low, okay? When you go to sleep and your blood sugar levels drop too low, this will trigger stress hormones in the body, cortisol and adrenaline, okay? When you trigger stress hormones, that's what wakes the body up, okay? The body thinks it's in a state of an emergency because you don't have the fuel to keep the processes going, like breathing and your heartbeat and blood flow and all of these things while you are asleep, okay? So you could become hypoglycemic, but most people are hyperglycemic, too much sugar in the blood as well, too. That will force the kidneys to start dumping out sugar, okay? And then what'll happen is you'll wake up because you gotta pee, all right? Because kidney is creating uric acid. That uric acid is going to the bladder. Your bladder is filling up, okay? And that sugar is in there as well, too. So now you have to get up and go use the bathroom. So this is why insulin resistance could be a major reason why you're getting up in the middle of the night, all right? So you got to drop those unhealthy carbs, the breads, the pastas, the sugary drinks, the sweets. It's leading to all of this, okay? And this is just a minor issue to what is to come, all right? So that's number 3, insulin resistance. Number 4, too much blue light right before you go to bed, all right? The blue light is coming from your screens, your laptop, your cell phones, your TVs, et cetera, all right? That blue light hitting the back of the retina is tricking the brain. The brain is confused because you got to understand, we evolved as human beings without televisions and smartphones and iPads and laptops. We developed without. So when the back of the retina is experiencing that blue light, it's telling the brain, I think that it's still daytime. Okay, so that's going to send triggers into the body. Okay, it's going to trick the body, and the body's going to say, I think it's still light outside. Okay, so I'm going to block or delay the production of melatonin, which makes you go to sleep. Okay, so you got to get rid of the screens before you go to bed as well, too, so that your brain could be triggered and understand that, no, it's nighttime. Okay, so watch out for the hijack when it comes to the screens, all right? Number 5, and this is also a big one. The number 5 reason that you could be possibly waking up at 1, 2, or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and let's say you don't pee, okay? It could be because you have parasites, okay? Especially if you have intestinal worms, because at night, all parasites, the freaks come out at night. They get active at night. Okay, this is why I think when you look at horror movies, a lot of the horror movies, you'll see a lot of the characters like a werewolf or a vampire, they're active at night. I think that they took this idea from how parasites function, because that's what a vampire and these type of creatures are. They're essentially parasites. Okay, but what'll happen is, especially for the intestinal worms, they will get very active inside of your gut, and then they'll migrate to the sensitive areas of your body. You can imagine what those sensitive areas are, to lay eggs. Okay, and a lot of other activity as well too. They poo and they release toxins as well too. And this will cause the body to start to itch because it's being irritated by the toxins and the movement inside of your body. Okay? That itching will wake you up. Okay? They also feed and move more inside of the intestinal tract at night as well too, and that can lead to cramping. Which again, if you wake up and you notice that your stomach is just active, and let's say you didn't eat a big meal, all right, let's say you finished pretty early, but it's still active, that's probably a parasite, okay? Also, teeth grinding or jaw clenching, that's caused by parasites releasing toxins as well too. So if you or your partner or you see your children grinding their teeth or clenching their jaws while they're asleep, it's probably because of parasites. It could be because of a deficiency, but if you see these other things as well too, it's a parasite. It's especially if you have pets like cats and dogs, okay? It's a parasite, all right? So check in with your partners and check in with your kids to see if they're grinding their teeth at night or clenching their jaw, okay? Which are gonna lead to dental issues down the road, down the path. And also, if you have parasites, your parasites are gobbling up your blood sugar and your nutrients in your body. And this can lead to the blood sugar dropping, as I mentioned before. And then the cortisol levels will spike because of the irritation, all right? The parasite itself moving around, the parasite consuming your blood glucose or your nutrients, causing your blood sugars to go down, all right? And then it irritates the body and sends a signal to your immune system. This causes cortisol to spike, which again, when cortisol levels raise, you wake up. Okay, so that's another big reason that a lot of people don't think about. Okay, so if any of these, itchy anus, okay, if you notice at night, your anus just starts to get itchy, that's more than likely a parasite. Not your butt cheeks, but your anus. If that gets itchy, that's more than likely because they get active and they come to the opening, and that's what makes it itchy. All right, so if you have not did my full body detox, which includes a parasite candida cleanse to get rid of parasites and yeast, you should definitely do one. All right, so that's a big thing. And then the bonus, the last one, the last reason, possibility why you could be waking up at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, it could be spiritual reasons, okay? A lot of cultures view waking up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning as a deeply spiritual time, okay? Of divine communication. Like that's a time for divine communication. A lot of the monks, a lot of priests, a lot of our ancestors would wake up in that hour to pray, to meditate, to speak to their ancestors, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay? So it's also considered a time of heightened intuition. So if you're at a point in your life where you need guidance and 1, 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning doesn't seem perfect because it's disturbing your sleep, but it is perfect in a sense where everything is quiet, everybody's asleep, there are no devices, no computers, no TV going. So it's a very quiet time and it allows you to be still, okay? So it's a heightened time of intuition too. So you may notice when you wake up, you may think about something like you may wake up and think about going on your way to work. And you may have just had a dream that says, go this way today. Okay. Or you may have an epiphany as well too. All right. Maybe about something that happened in childhood. That definitely happened to me. And I'll give you the example. Something happened to me as a child, and between me and my father, and nothing physical or anything like that. I had a cousin that passed away, and my father went out looking for him the next morning. And when he came back, unfortunately, my cousin had passed away, and he was my best friend. And when he passed away and my dad walked through that door, I run to the door because we had been looking for my cousin for maybe 2 or 3 days. And my dad walks through the door. So I'm running to the door thinking I'm going to see my cousin. And my dad says, he passed away. And that moment was so tragic for me. But one night I woke up in the middle of the night and I had this great epiphany about the whole situation. And what appeared to be a tragedy and appeared to be trauma for me that I was still experiencing as an adult. In that moment, in the middle of the night, all the questions about that scenario got answered. Everything made sense. And literally in a moment, something that was a trauma got eliminated, and it became a new understanding of how life works. And not only how life works, why God allowed it to happen that way. All right. So that waking up in the middle of the night can also be an opportunity because your soul may be nudging you towards purpose and transformation as well too. You may be at a point in your life where you've been going back and forth with, I need to be more in my purpose. I need to change this. It's time for transformation, et cetera, et cetera. You'll also wake up in the middle of the night for that as well too. And then also, you'll notice that a lot of deep truths will surface at that time as well too. And also, this is a time where it seems like the line between our reality and the spiritual realm get blurred during that time as well too. So there's communication that can happen between you and God as well too. That is very different from when it happens during the day. All right. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. If you're one of those people who are waking up in the middle of the night between 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning, maybe this gives you a little bit of understanding of what you can do to help this situation if it's related to either circadian rhythm being imbalanced, or eating too late, or insulin resistance, or too much blue light right before you go to bed, or parasites, or maybe this is a calling. All right. That of course would be up to you to determine that. So please share this video with at least 5 people. This is the kind of content that needs to get out to our families, our friends, the people that we care about. All right. And if you have not, hit that subscribe button, become a part of the family. Go ahead and hit that like button to let the algorithm know that this is the kind of messaging and the kind of information that needs to be on YouTube. And until the next video, I'll see you, and take this with you. All right. Take this with you. And if you are in Chicago, New York, Dallas, Houston, Charlotte, I already said New York, Atlanta, my tour, I'm coming to your city. Go to the website, drbobbyprice.com, to get tapped in and get your tickets to come to the event. This is the kind of information I'm going to be sharing with you, with even a deeper sort of explanation of how we heal. So go to drbobbyprice.com. You'll see Heal My People Tour, and you'll be able to get your tickets, and I'd love to meet you. All right. So until the next time, peace and blessings of Godspeed. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.